Viberg again. It's like multiple videos today. It's crazy. I'd rather make this video about a very serious video because this is one of the reasons why I don't even want to procreate. I am pro abortion. I know a lot of people are gonna hate this video, and yet I voted for Trump. So it's gonna confuse a lot of people. Um, I just I feel like the more we keep procreating, and I just posted a video about Elon Musk, and I'm glad we brought the astronauts back, but I bring up Elon because, he's pro-life but this is where I'm getting at is he's rich, I'm not. I'm broke, I'm poor. And it goes back to my two videos, like I want to be rich, and again, someone downvoted that, oh my gosh, like let's downvote this dude because he wants to be rich. Like I don't get that. Um, I don't feel like supporting the government that is screwing us over. Why would I want to procreate? Like it's a downfall. Like if you want us to keep making humans, then start helping us humans. There's a movement and going around, women don't want to have kids anymore. Like, can you blame them? Men don't want to have kids. Can you blame us for not having, like, we can't even afford to take care of ourselves. Why would we want to bring something else into this world that we can't even take care of? It just doesn't make sense. Like, I mean, I had help when my mom was in here, and now I live by myself, and it's a struggle. I know people think, like, well, then that should encourage you to have someone in your life, and it's like, well, it's not easy, You can't just like pick up a girl like that. I mean, for some, but not when you're a broke ass. That's where I'm getting at. When you're rich, you can get, the girl that you want, because, you can take care of yourself. I'm not saying I can't take care of myself because I am, and I'm doing it all by myself. There's no one else in here except for my cat, It's just me and my animal. I don't have anybody, and it sucks. And that's why I'm just like, dude, like, why procreate? Like, I'd rather push for extinction at this point. That's not good to do this to people because people turn on other people, and that's what happens. Now, I voted for Trump. Okay, I did, and I admit that. I have nothing against that. However, Trump needs to promise on what he promises. So far, I do see something. I see he's doing a lot, which a lot of Democrats are like slowed down, which I said in a previous video. But he is doing something. I just hopefully I can see prices go down with food and inflation go down and taxes get removed or something. I mean, I want more money in my wallet. I don't need less money in my wallet. I want to build my money up. That I mean, everybody wants to build their money up. And people like to bitch and complain to people that's like, well, why not just get a better job? Why do I have to get a better job? Like, why do I have to get a better job so I can get paid more? It's like, want to get two jobs. That's pretty selfish. Why can't I enjoy what I'm doing right now and still get paid enough money? I'm not saying I want to continue what I'm doing. I'm just saying this is the comments I see towards other people who do work. And if somebody to say that again to me, I'd say the same thing. Like, what? Why should I get another job? Like I see this on other comments when they say like, "Well, I have a kid and I can't afford." Well, Or someone saying, I can't afford a kid and yet I want kids. And it's like, well, maybe you should get a better job. And it's, why? Now I'm not going to be in the kid's life, right? Because now I'm working double jobs. And that's not good for kids. This is why kids are fucked up. Kids are just not with their parents, and parents are not with their kids because they're too busy working. This is where the corruption happens. Kids are more in corrupted people that they see at school, or they get misled and then they follow a stupid path, because parent can't raise their kids anymore because they're too busy working. I don't like, if I'm working too much and my kid doesn't get any information from me, which I should be a parent, I should be parenting my own child, right? If I end up having kids. um what's the point? I'm too busy working. I can't be a parent to my own fucking kid. I can't. So what's the point of having a kid if I can't be a parent to my kid because I'm too busy working? It just doesn't, it just, see, this is the shit that people don't think about, you know? We'll get a job that does have a good pay. It's even that, you're gonna have to go to certain schools and all that shit. It's like, I don't got time. Like, I don't got time. That's why most people do TikTok and YouTube and all that, and hoping they can get subscribers and build up and try to draw attention so they can, make a living off of something. Sometimes speaking like how I am can draw attention and be like, hey, I can use this dude for a speech for my business, maybe V-Bird can do that for me, right? Somebody could say that while looking at my video and being like, hey, this guy looks like he could be a good speaker at my business, and he can work for me, because he's good at communication. He looks directly to the camera as he's speaking. Um, so I could probably get that attention. That's why I do YouTube and stuff like that. Um, Now, I'm not saying once I get rich, I'm gonna end up having kids. I don't know what's gonna happen. Maybe I should, maybe I shouldn't. I don't know. I don't know the path that's gonna happen in the future. Um, I think right now I'm just worried about putting money in my wallet, because once I get money in that wallet, and, or my bank, whatever, then things can change. I just don't understand why the government is attacking us, that's why we have people like Andrew Tate, getting popular because of what he says. The Matrix is trying to get a hold of humans so the humans can be slaves, and it's like, why? We got robots. Why? Why do we have to be slaves? Why not get robots to be slaves? It just doesn't make sense. None of this makes sense. We're at that technology today where we can just have machines just take over, make food. Food will be healthier if a machine did it rather than a human that likes to, wipe their nose a lot. And, you know, me doing this, like people do that. And it's not like they do it on purpose, but sometimes when you have an itch, you kind of itch. And then you look at whatever you're doing, and you kind of continue with the food. I mean, you can't wash your hands like every single second that you scratch an itch on your nose, but like, you know what I mean? I'm just saying, like, it's a human reaction. I mean, oh, I got an itch in my eye. Oh shit, food's coming up. Oh wait, I gotta wash my hands every time I, scratch or I itch or uh my nose or I mean, yeah, you should wash your hands every like 15 minutes, because that's the way it should be when it comes to any job that deals with the food. You need to wash your hands like every 15 to 20 minutes, um, because that's just part of the policy and the rules. But, sometimes people just have a habit that they got a little itch and, they got nose running, especially when your nose is running. It's a little minor one, but and yet you still got to do that. But when it comes to a machine, when it comes to a machine, you don't got to worry about that. Like a robot. Um, and not only that, you got to keep up with speed too. Not every person is fast. And when you do go fast, it comes out sloppy. I mean, you got to be in between. You can't be too slow and you can't be too fast because if you go too fast, it's sloppy. If you go too slow, people are going to be waiting on their food. Nobody wants that. Everybody wants to get the food right when they order. Like, can I get this? And then it just pops out. That's why it's better to have a machine do everything rather than a human being. But I don't understand why the government uses us and taxes us and keeps us at bay, which we can't even live a successful life. It's one of the mysteries of America, the land of opportunity, the land of liberty and freedom. Just doesn't make sense how a lot of people in this country can't even achieve that, you know? And it's like when you look at Hollywood and it's like they have an agenda. If you accept their agenda, which is the left, then they'll get you famous. If you don't support the left, then they're going to keep you at bay. They're going to keep you in the downfall. You're not going to get successful because you're on the right side, not the left side. That's what I've been seeing when I look at the news and go to social media is they want to push this left agenda view. And if you're a leftist, then they want you. If you're not a leftist, then they just gonna like reject you and hate on you and call you a racist, a bigot, and a sexist and all of that. And they're gonna call you out and be like an Uncle Tom, especially if you're a black male or any other race supporting Trump or something like that. That's basically what they like to do. They like to like call you out as that, which is fucking retarded. Um, it just doesn't make sense. Even if you have your own views and stuff like that, they still want to label you something because you support the other side and not their side. It's like J.K. Rowling, who wrote Harry Potter. They want to attack her for being transphobic, right? But she's not transphobic. She's just calling out what it is. Yeah, you are a male. I mean, I'm not saying you can't be trans, but let's be honest here. You're not a female. You don't know what females would actually go through. I'm sorry to say that, but it's true. Like, nobody knows what people actually go through unless you put yourself literally in their shoes. And I'm not saying to dress and look like a person. I don't know what it's like to be a black person, right? I don't know what it's like to be a Mexican person. I'm white, right? I can try to look like all those other races, but then again, me putting blackface on my face, of course, I'll be labeled a racist. Or if I can wear dresses and, get breast implants while taking hormones, but I'm still going to be a dude. I'm sorry to say that. Even if I remove my ding dong, it's not going to change. I'm still going to be a dude. I don't know what it's, and that's the thing. Uh, People like to say, well, I bleed down there, even though I transition. Yeah, but that's a different type of bleeding. If you're bleeding down there and you transition, then there's something wrong. You need to see a doctor because it's supposed to be once a month, and that's because of the fertilization of eggs and stuff like that. It's an egg thing. It's what biological women have. Okay. It's what women have, ovaries and stuff like that. Men don't have that. I don't care how many hormones you put. Okay, it's one of those things. But J.K. Rowling was making a point, and yet she was being attacked for it and she's left. She is left. She hates people like Donald Trump. She doesn't like right wingers. She hates Republicans. Maybe not hate them, but close to it. But she doesn't like that. She's more on the left side. But again, she was attacked. It just seems stupid. Again, you have to be a 4 and 4 on to be accepted, and it just doesn't make sense. I think the cast of Harry Potter are ungrateful for rejecting J.K. Rowling, to be honest. But as I'm saying, the government has this agenda that they like to keep pushing, and it's just ridiculous. Like, oh, you have to be this. You want to be rich? Then do what we tell you to do. You know, be a moron, be stupid, obey our law, obey the way we think, not the way you think. You can't think. You're not supposed to think. And if you do think, then we'll attack you. It's one of those things. I just don't get it. That's one of the things that bothered me. I just don't get it. And it's one of the reasons, this is the key reasons why a lot of people cling to Trump and people like Andrew Tate and listen to all these other YouTubers out there that come out and express their views and that agree with some of the people like Trump. Um, because we have somebody who's standing up against the system, you know? And people on the left don't see that. When I see celebrities talk about the left, Democrats and people like Kamala or Joe Biden, I feel like the left just favors for celebrities. Like, what about us? Are we gonna get fucking gifted? Are we gonna get help? Or are we gonna be ignored? Those are things that go through my head. Like, why are we being ignored? You know, I get it. You're a celebrity, but you've been a celebrity for how long? Like, time to squeeze in a new celebrity. Get somebody else to get famous. I don't know. A lot of the movies that are coming out are too woke and too boring, and that's why it's bombing. Nobody wants to watch that shit. Nobody cares about it. I don't know. It's just, you know, we have feelings too. The middle class, the poor people. We do. We have a heart. We have a soul. Why do we get ignored? Not just me, but everybody else. Why do broke people who struggle, people who actually work every day? Celebrities are in a movie. I'm not saying they don't work, but they do in one movie and then it can last them like a year or two, and then of course they spend it on stupid shit. That's why they have to do another movie because they got their mansion and they got their car, and then they realize, oh fuck, I spent too much money on that mansion. I guess I'm gonna have to do another movie. It's like, I mean, a mansion, a fucking mansion. The mansions that I see that these celebrities get, I'm like, why? Why that big? I don't know. Like, why you live in something that big? It just bothers me. And then they complain about climate change, which is yet they're hogging up space. Those are the people that we should be on your side. I don't think so. Um, so it's like this is why I don't want to go to the left, because it's like, why are we getting shit fucked? We're being ignored. We shouldn't be ignored. We deserve to be listened to. We deserve to be helped. Not just me, but there are people out there that make YouTube videos just as much as I do, that are in dire conditions, that have health issues, that have deformities and disfigurements and diseases way worse than me. And how come they're ignored? It just doesn't make sense. None of this shit makes sense. I don't understand the government. Yet we're embarking on artificial superintelligence that can figure this whole thing out, but somehow we're afraid to because we're gonna go extinct because of it. And I'm just like I said, at this point, I don't care. I don't really care. I don't care if we go extinct. What I care about is the future. All I care about is the advance of human civilization. I want to acquire good things in my life. I want to settle down. I'm not saying I want to be fucking popular, I don't want to be too popular. I kind of do want to just disappear and just be left the fuck alone. Most people want that. They don't want to be bothered with. They just want to be left alone. Not everybody wants to be rich and famous. I'm not saying I mean, yeah, I want to be rich. I said this on my channel. I made a video earlier that I post how I want to be rich. But there's a reason why I want to be rich. There's a reason why I want to get popular. So I can make all this stuff so I don't have to, and you don't have to do all this stuff. See, when I play video games, I'd rather play video games than live within that world. I'd rather have a woman, but a machine woman, because then I won't have to deal with, divorce, breakup, or cheating. I can have something programmed for me, and I can just deal with that. Because, as I said, I'm not a person who wants to be with another race. I have nothing against other races. I just don't want to be with them. Because the way I look at it, I'm being honest, I'm trying to be truthful, guys. If I were to be with another race, I feel like it dominates over my race. So when I see like some biracial, I feel like I get shit fucked and left out. That's just the way I look at it. I'm not trying to be offensive, that's just my personal view. But if I'm a white man that wants to be with a white woman and I have a kid, I'm going to be, 50-50. I look at it as a 50-50. You know? Look at it as like Barack Obama. Barack Obama's mom was white, right? And Barack Obama's dad was black. But what does Barack Obama be labeled as? The first what? The first black president. Even though he's not the first black president, he's the first biracial president. But he's seen as black. That's exactly my point. He's seen as a black president. He's seen as a black man, not a biracial man, but seen as a black man. So that kind of just makes me want to think like, why would I want to be with? Now, look, I should go for black girls or any Hispanic women because they seem to have bigger curves and bigger hips and wide hips and bigger legs and stuff like that, right? Because they got that big booty, and I'm more of the pear-shaped BBW, SS BBW type, or a thick woman. That's what I crave. But I still look at that as like, why would I want to be with that when it's just going to dominate over my blood? It's like I know people are like, I feel deeply offended by this video by this. It's like, well, good. I don't really care. I'm just being real. I'm being honest. It's one of those things. If it's for you, it's for you. It's if it's not, then I don't really care. Everybody has their own view. I'm not saying you not do it. If you want to do it, do it. I just don't understand why it's being pushed. Again, the government does this. The media pushes this. They like racism. Like George Soros, he likes to push this whole fucking racism bullshit. I just don't get it. I don't get it. I know I'm causing a lot of problems. I just don't understand it. You know, I don't get it. I could be wrong, but this is my personal opinion. That's why I view this. I'm having you view this, and I'm putting myself out there so I can be real with you guys. We're all fighting for the American dream here in America. We're all fighting to accomplish something. We're all striving to be the best version of ourselves, to improve. You know, your dream is different from my dream. You know, you see things different from my thinking. You know, like for me, I rather have a jet than a car. Literally a jet. You know, I'd rather be in a I'd rather be in a virtual world than be in this world because at least I get to get away with shit. I get to be a controller, not have a controller. That's what I'm striving for. I'd rather create a controller that allows me to be the controller. That's why I'm always talking on this channel about hollow tiles that Disney made. So I can be walking in the virtual world while the floor moves me. Well, I don't move at all. I'm walking in the same place. Like this. Like a treadmill. You know how like you walk on a treadmill? You're not moving, the treadmill's moving. So it keeps sliding. But you're walking on the treadmill as it's going, and that's kind of like the virtual reality thing. Now imagine you doing that, like the hollow tile that Disney made. Just Google hollow tiles Disney and it should pull up. But you're walking like on a virtual treadmill type thing. And imagine you rolling on the ground and pretending to be something like a cop or being in the military or like imagine you doing all that stuff. I promote this because it's gonna help you lose weight. Don't you want to lose weight? Or do you want to sit in a chair holding a controller while eating chips and getting fat and fat and fatter? Like, why would you want that? Why not? It's like, well, why not go outside in the real world? Because the real world is boring. What am I going to do? Start shooting everything, with a paintball gun and then cause a destruction? Or I can be in a virtual world and start doing crazy stuff. I can't. Look, I want to fly a jet. Maybe I can't fly a jet in real life. That's fine. I don't care. But in a virtual world, allow me to dive down close to the ground and go back up. If I did that in the real world, I'd be having the cops trying to shoot me down. The military would come after me. They would be like, shoot down this aircraft. Sir, identify yourself. Who's the one that's flying? It's like, oh, my name's Colin. You just broke many laws and you will be arrested once you drop fly down off the jet. You just broke the law. You flew too close to the ground and you caused a lot of problems. I can't do that in the real world. That's what's going to happen to me. But in the virtual world, I can do that. Again, let me go back to GTA. That's why people play Grand Theft Auto, so they can steal cars virtually rather than physically, so they can run over people or fly a helicopter, do all this crazy shit. You can't do that in the real world. You'd be arrested, hands down, in trouble. That's why I'd rather be in the virtual world so I could do all this. Wouldn't it be nice if I could fight a dragon like I do in Skyrim? Gosh, man, wouldn't it be cool to like have that? And to like defeat a dragon? Gosh, that would be amazing. But I can't do that in the real world because dragons don't exist. You see what? I hope people are following me on this one. But that's what I prefer. I prefer the virtual life over the physical life. There's nothing magical about Earth. We have more of an imagination and magical being virtually in the virtual world. That's what I'm basically saying. And that's what I would rather do if I were to get rich, is make all this stuff. But it's hard to do it when you have a government that's fucking you over and taking all your money by paying taxes, which you pay taxes, even though they take taxes out of your paycheck, and yet you still have to pay more taxes, which makes no fucking sense. So every time you get paid from your paycheck, they take money out of your paycheck. They take your taxes out. Then when you go to the store to buy food, you still got to pay taxes. What? So you're technically fucked either way. And then you got to pay taxes every single year. That's another one. Yeah, you get money back in return, but not as much as you should. So you're getting fucked over. So where's my money? It's like, well, your tax returns is $10. What the fuck? No. I should be getting more than that. I should be getting, man. And then when you find out where all that money's going, it's just even sadder. What is going on? It makes people think this is why we voted for Trump. And even with Trump, it's still not going to do much because this is how big the government is. They don't care. They don't have a soul. They don't care about people. As long as they stay in power, it doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter what people do. It doesn't matter. Um, all I want is money so I can live a second life in a virtual world. That's all I want. And to have the robot that I want. the love button. As long as I have that, I'm fucking good. Other than that, guys, uh, don't give up. Keep trying. That's what I'm basically saying. Don't give up. There could be hope. Even though it doesn't matter, it still does matter because eventually something can change. All you have to do is keep fighting. Do what I'm doing. I guess make YouTube videos or something. But I'm Vberg. I'm this. Yeah, right above me, right above my head. And like and subscribe and keep fighting because we all need to keep fighting for what's right. Okay, and I'll see you guys in the next video.